Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. In today's video, we are going to do some plant chores. We're going to unbox some plant lights because I always need more light. And we'll kind of walk through and see what I've done as far as moving things around and making a mess, while also attempting to fix the mess. Let's get into it. I think the first plant I'm going to mess with is this Syngonium chiapens. Variegated. It's pretty. That's really pretty. I'm gonna put it on a pole, and I'm gonna put it in this like self-watering type pot. I cannot speak, but I'm still gonna leave it in soil, and I might even put the soil that it's in right back in there. I'm not sure. It doesn't look bad, so. I'm pretty sure the guy mixes them himself. If you missed last video, I got this from Growing Green in North Carolina. But, I mean, the soil looks good. So we'll see when we get in there if it's gonna mesh well with my type of watering. I guess the first thing to do is put together one of these moss poles though, huh? I just get these off of Amazon. Oh, I have two? Yeah, I have two. So I'm sure I'm doing this one, but the other one I do might be the Monstera Lechleriana variegated. That might be the other one I put on a moss pole today. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna speed through this because I struggle with these so ridiculously badly. It's not that hard, but for whatever reason, I really struggle to get them connected. Or closed, rather. Beautiful. Okay, so that's together now. I guess I'm going to stuff some moss in it. I don't know how much I'll need. I guess I'll go about halfway, maybe, for now. And of course I bumped the camera on the way by. Oh my gosh, why is this moss not sliding? I've got it so jammed in there. It's too tight to move. There we go. Bravo. Is that going to be sufficient? No, a little bit more. Still could do with more. Okay, I'm going to say that's enough, right? Yes. Brava. Alright, set these aside for a minute. This bowl is just to put any soil in, because I'm sure some's going to fall out. I might have to remove some to get it in the pot with a pole. It's so pretty though. I really love it. I stared at it for almost the entire 7.5-hour drive home. No, that's not true. But I did stare at it quite a bit, off and on. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. Alright, scissors. I'm just cutting these ties. Should I leave those for the moment? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to flop over and break, do you? No, it's not. It's actually supporting itself fairly well. Okay. Yeah, I see some roots at the bottom here. Okay. This out of the way. Scissors can go live over here. What is that in the bottom of that pot? It's a dead Japanese beetle. Yeah, well, no, it's just a dead beetle. Okay. Anyway, I need to know where the pole's gonna sit. I try to remember these have this spout here. I would like to keep that in the front, and I always seem to forget to face the pole in the right direction for pots that do actually have a front or a back. I guess that's going to be okay there. It doesn't want to stay where I want it to be. You behave yourself. You don't go anywhere. I'm not worried about getting all this off or anything because it looks great. It looks great. It's got some nice chunky perlite in it. It looks like some like cocoa husk. I don't know, it looks pretty good though. I don't see anything wrong with it, and so therefore we are going to recycle it because that's what it was growing in. It's happy. And I feel no need to fix what isn't broken. Try to get a little bit of soil down in the pot to start. And I guess it's gonna go this way. Ooh. Let's hope it fits down in here without me destroying roots to push it down in there where I want it. Oh, I wish I had a deeper pot. Oof. I think it'll be alright. It's kind of sitting up high. Can you say, hold on. Yeah, like down here. It's kind of sitting high-ish. It was previously submerged about an inch deeper than I'm going to be able to get it, I think. I'm going to try. I don't want to like mash those roots to oblivion. I don't know. It's going to be what it's going to be, I guess. I guess as long as I can keep the roots growing downward, it'll be alright. Alright, let me get a little piece of Velcro on here. Yeah, maybe I should fill it first. No, I'll just wrap the whole pole. I'll trim it and make it pretty afterwards, but for now I just don't want it to flop off and break. So I'm going to try to hold it up while I put some soil in here. Is this not long enough to reach around here? Heck no, it's not. Doggone. I had it twisted. Is it now that it's not twisted? No, still shy. I have more somewhere. This Velcro. I just want to kind of hold it up a little bit. Okay. Scissors. Right. And now we fill. Some of this is kind of dry. I just watered it, so that's why I'm like surprised at the dryness of some of it. Might be some old roots that I ripped off pulling it out of there. I don't, apparently if I did just water it, it wasn't very thorough. I'm pretty sure I watered this one. You know what, maybe I didn't. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I think it was actually the variegated syndapsis and the variegated Monstera Adansonii that I just watered. So that would make sense as to why some of this is dry and some of it's not, because it's drying from whenever they watered it. Okay. I've managed to twist this somehow too. I didn't put anything in the bottom of this bowl. Y'all weren't gonna tell me? I'm looking in here at the big hollow emptiness that is this bowl. I was committed too. I was just going for it. All right. Well, I guess we can try to get this in a position I like better, which would be right about there. But that'll put the roots almost at the bottom of the pot. Like they come right to the bottom of the pole. Maybe you can see. I don't know. We can put that back in there. All right, let's try this again. I was so committed too. I was just going for it. I'm tired still. Me and my husband were just talking, or my husband and I, sorry, we're just talking. And I was saying that, you know, you need like 3 days after vacation to get right after vacation. Especially when, I mean, we went down Friday morning, so we had all day Saturday there. We didn't get there till, you know, Friday afternoon. So we were there all day Saturday, then we left Sunday morning. So that's a pretty quick turnaround. It was a lot in a little bit of time. All right, this goes to this side, which I don't know why, because I'm just going to dump it. And I try to put this in here. I'm having a great time trying to figure this out. Okay. I think I've got it where I want it. Oop. I don't like necessarily not putting any soil in first to be under those roots, though. Especially where this is so chunky, it's kind of hard to get it down to the bottom past all those roots, through the roots, you know, into all the nooks and crannies. It's tricky. I mean, I'm sure some of it will end up there anyway, but I can really see that I've left some big air pockets, though. I want an airy substrate, but not giant air pockets. Maybe as I water, like when I water it in, which I don't know if I should water it today. It's actually fairly damp. I don't know. But maybe I was going to say, maybe as I water it in, it'll kind of migrate into those pockets. Something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. There's one all the way at the back there. A root, not an air pocket. Might have to put a little bit of my own soil in here because it wasn't quite enough to fill up this pot. This pot, I guess, is slightly larger between that and filling the pole. Slightly larger than what it came out of. Oops. So yeah, I'll just top it off with a little bit of the soil that I normally use. Which, where did I put that? I see it, it's back here. All right, let me go get that. But anyway, after the whole going to Myrtle Beach thing, I'm just tired. I feel like I'll never be not tired again. I'm sure that's false, but oh, kind of is falling into that pocket now. Kind of. It's right here on this corner. Can you see it in there? It's just like an empty spot over in here somewhere. How's the back? Not bad. Like I say, I'm sure it'll fill in some as I water, but I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it. And I'm going to call that dead. Yeah? seems overly aggressive. All right. Now I'm going to try to attach this a little bit more neatly. A little bit more neatly. I'm just trying to figure out roughly how much or how long I need these to be. The Velcro, I mean. That bounced right off the table. Into the abyss. I found it. Okay. Sorry, you probably won't be able to see what I'm doing here, but I will show you when I have done it. I'm just going to kind of try to guide it up the center of this bowl to the best of my ability. And hopefully not make it angry. Alright. So there's one. Can you see where I've done that one? Down here. I'm looking at this root here, and it's actually a variegated root. Like it has a kind of a striping to it. That's different. I didn't know that was a thing. Alright, and then this top section. Oof. I'm going to gently pull over to the center. Hopefully not snap it. Okay, I guess I need to be right in here somewhere. And then the next one I've put right there. So hopefully that'll make this plant happy. And since it is still pretty moist down in there, I actually might wait until tomorrow until I water this in, which sounds weird, but like it was pretty damp. I don't know if they had just watered recently there or what. I don't want to rot it. Maybe I'll just let it rest a couple hours because the new substrate that I put on there will suck some of the moisture up off of the other potting mix. Is that a good plan? I don't know. I'm going to go with that, though. I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, did I put this in here backwards? A lot of the better looking roots were here, but I guess it'll grow new ones, right? It will. So, yeah, that's what we've done here. I think it's lovely. So pretty. Alright, cross your fingers for me, hope it grows, and that I don't unalive it. I just went to put that Syngonium back, and I just noticed that this Rhipsalis is flowering, and it's got like a ton more buds, like all over it. They're tiny little white flowers. Do they smell like anything? I don't know if they do, I can't tell. Can you see them? They're little bitty white things. At first, I like out of the corner of my eye, I saw it and I was like, wow, those might be the most huge mealybugs I've ever seen. But no, apparently it started flowering when I was gone. Let me see if I can't get one good and close. They're right there. I thought they were massive mealybugs at first. And then there's some that had already opened and closed apparently in there. I don't know if you can see them. It's really difficult with a sort of insubstantial looking plant. There's one there. It's a whole bunch of buds everywhere in there. More flowers down there. They're cute. They're like little fairy flowers. This is Rhipsalis mesembranthomoides, or bottlebrush Rhipsalis, but I do like it. It definitely got a lot bigger this year. I've been meaning to repot this. It's pretty dry. I might go ahead and do it since we're here. And I've been meaning to do it. So I've got this planter here that's been sitting around for a while. I got it from Target, I think, maybe a couple years ago. Either that or somebody gave me some just like the ones that I got from Target a couple years ago. Not sure. It could be either or. But either way, I think they come from Target. But I think I'm just going to put it in there because I think it'll be cute. I think. I'm going to hang it on the wall somewhere eventually. It's still in the nursery pot. Yeah. Rhipsalis mesembranthomoides brush. Bottle brush Rhipsalis. White flowers followed by white fruit. I don't need any fruit. But the flowers are cute. The flowers are cute. Yeah. This might seem like a pretty big pot for this, but I think it's going to be fine. I generally tend to habitually underwater my Rhipsalis. I try not to. I mean, they can take a lot more water than I give them and be very happy about it too. But it is what it is, I reckon. I think that's why I like them, is that they're pretty tolerant. Didn't I have a scoop like 2 seconds ago? I'm sure I did. It's gone. It was underneath the soil. Okay. I'm okay. Everything's fine. Just a little bit of a scatterbrain. I look at this plant a lot and I think, wow, if it ever got mealybugs, like in this tangle of growth, it doesn't really have that much roots. Like, I'm surprised by the smallness of the root system. It is not root bound at all, and it's been in here for a while, and in the greenhouse at that. It's a very water retentive feeling mix, though, for something that seems to dry all the time. But I'm still going to go with this giant pot. Will I regret it? Maybe. Am I going to let it worry me right now? Nope, not at all. Usually my Rhipsalis, I tend to put them in pots like this, and then as I break them, which I inevitably do, watering them, moving them around, getting them caught on other plants, as I break them, I just kind of like poke whatever I broke off into the same pot. So they do eventually fill out. Whatever they don't do on their own, trust me, I'm going to get it done by accidentally breaking the plant constantly. I need to go buy more soil again. This one here I will water in. I would normally also like shower off my Rhipsalis, but this one I'm not going to because of where it's flowering right now. I think it would just knock off the flowers. And they are cute. They are cute. Not that there's a lot to them, but they're cute. It's just a nice little bonus. So yeah, that's what I'm doing to that. And then I'm going to water it. Yeah. Happy, happy. There's some flowers. They're so cute. I understand that they're teeny tiny and minuscule, but I do think that they're cute. I'm looking for my plant tags. I don't know where they are. But I have found a marker. It's blue. It's fine. Blue's fine. We like blue. Where's the damn tags? There they are. Okay. Yeah, I always think I'll remember the name of a plant, and then I just don't. I don't. I remember it for a while, but there's a lot of different types of Rhipsalis. And I won't remember. It's me. It's me. Like, that is the longest thing ever to write down. Pardon my messy handwriting, but check that out. That's a long name. Hopefully we're focusing. Mesembranthomoides. But it's on there now, so yay! So this is the Monstera Lechleriana. I also got this from Growing Green in North Carolina, and I'm gonna try to put it on a pole. I don't know, it looks like there might be a couple of vines in here. I'm not sure, I couldn't tell you, but we're gonna pull it out of here and see what's going on. And once again, I might use the same soil. I might put it in a slightly smaller pot. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, it's definitely gonna go in a smaller pot. Looks like maybe a piece of something rotted. I don't know. But overall, this soil looks pretty good. Pretty good. I ain't scared of it. Alright, so there's one here. That will go on a pole pretty nice. Looks like maybe 4 cuttings in here. There's 2. These are trying to become 1. 3. That one will definitely go on a pole. That's so pretty. And is this an offshoot? This is an offshoot down here from this one. So, do I try to break that off? It's got a little bit of a root of its own. Okay. So now those are separate. Let's see. So now I'm working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think these 2 are definitely long enough to go on a pole. For sure. Do I try 3? 2, 3? Okay, we'll do these 3 on a pole, and then we'll do the other 2 in a pot. Let's do the 2 that we're going to stick in a pot somewhere first. Do I have them the right size? Okay, so I think I'm going to put them in this, which seems pretty small, but this is a lot of just stem down here, and I think I'm just going to cut that off. And then this here, it doesn't have a ton of roots, so that'll go in just fine. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Should I take off this original leaf from the cutting? I will, because it's going to be low if I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I could take this one off too, because it was cut again right here. You know what, I might leave it. I'll just leave it. So that's one that I'm getting ready to put in here. And this is the other one that I'm getting ready to put in here. And we're just going to use the same soil that it was living in, because it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to my eye. And if it's not, then we'll burn that bridge later. Like I said, my watering kind of affects whether or not a soil is appropriate around here. It might be appropriate everywhere else, but maybe not in my house because of the way I water. I don't know. This, like, it looks like tree fern fiber, some cocoa husk, perlite. I don't know what all's in here. A little bit of bark. I think some charcoal, maybe, I just saw there. I don't know. In theory, this should be fine. I'll put it that way. We'll see how it goes in practice. Alright. So that's that. So I did chicken out and water the Syngonium chia pens because I was just worried that I was gonna like let it over dry then. I already made this pole, so you didn't have to watch me struggle with stuffing it and connecting it and all that. Maybe it's amusing to watch somebody struggle with a moss pole, I don't know. But it takes me forever, so, or it feels like forever. It's only a few minutes, really. But that's long enough. I'm going to use this little, I guess it's a 4-inch pot. to put it in. Yeah, I think. We'll see if it'll go. I'm going to try that, though. My birds are downstairs throwing a fit. I'm sorry if you can hear them. I don't know what's got them rung up. Oh, yeah, I do. There's... one of my birds can see it. There's like... they're running a fiber optic cable or something. Maybe internet. I hope. Down the road out here. And they can see them and the trucks moving up and down. And for whatever reason, apparently that's offensive if you're a small bird. So, do I want it facing that way? Sure, I guess that's fine. I'm going to see now if the roots will all fit. They may or may not. They may not. Actually, I can lose some of the bottom of this too and shorten that up a bit. We'll do that. Alright, so there's that. It's just, you know, another inch, inch and a half of stem. That seems extra. Nothing's ever extra, really, is it? Alright, so that one will go in there. This one here has a bit of extra, too. I think. I might regret cutting these. Will I? I don't know, because we're still left with a fair amount of root there. Pack it in. Pack it in. Alright, so that would be 2. And the third, that also has a bunch of extra stuff. Oh, it had, that's where the little bit of rot came from, was the top of the cutting there. It's a weird noise. It won't be left with a lot of root if I cut that, but I'm going to cut it. Alright, so that's what I cut off, and that's what I'm left with. I think it'll be alright. These are all falling out. They're falling on me. I think this is going to be the biggest one, so I'm going to put that one toward the middle. The same piece of Velcro I had before to hold the other one in place while I filled the pot. That's a nice one. Maybe I have to put them all together to get the roots in there. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. This one on this side. Yeah, that's the way to do that. Okay, now we try to organize them. You over here, you toward the middle, you toward that edge. My Velcro is stuck to itself again. Oh, come on. That through there. Through there. Did I miss one? I did. Did I? I didn't. Okay. I'll show you what I'm looking at in just a moment. If I can ever get them kind of to behave. Okay. So that's funny looking, but I will get them on there better after I fill this with some soil. They're wanting to spin. Alright, you behave now. I say soil, this is definitely not soil, this is a potting mix for sure. I don't think there's any soil in here. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna put some of my soil mix in there because once again, I'm having a problem with the air pockets on there. It's just chunky and it's hard to get down between the roots, the existing soil, so mine's a little less chunky, I think, or it's definitely got more fine particles that will like wash in when I water it. Or I think they will. They're more likely to. In my mind, anyway. Okay, we might go with that and see how that goes. Let me clear some of this mess up and then we'll get it Velcroed on there. Okay, I've tidied up my mess a little bit. I'm gonna try to Velcro these up into some sort of position. Let's see, this one's pretty tall. I'll do this one over here first. Oh, of course it doesn't want to fit right in this cover pot. But I like this cover pot. Okay, there's one down. That one's short. Let's see, we'll get this bigger piece of Velcro out of the way. All right. Oh, my back. I need tweezers. Maybe I can reach it with this. It's like behind another stem. Aha. Okay, so I think that'll work. Some of them are kind of twisted, like sitting a little sideways, the way I've got them Velcroed on there, but I guess they'll get themselves straight. They'll figure it out for themselves eventually. I think. I don't know. What do you think? Does it look ridiculous? I think they all look ridiculous when you first put them on a pole, but it'll figure it out. It'll be cute. Eventually. I'm gonna go water it. So I've got this Anthurium radicans luxurians, or maybe it's luxurians radicans. I'm not sure which way around that is. I just call it Red Lux. But anyway, I have this, and it did great in the greenhouse last year. It came in this year looking like I threw it down some stairs and maybe it got ran over by a truck. I don't know. I haven't noticed any pests on it. I do see what looks like maybe some older pest damage. That's on a leaf that's kind of, the petiole is beat up. I don't know, but either way, I'm going to unpot this and clean it up. It's still got spider webs on it, dust, dirt, some really gross looking leaves. But we're going to clean it up. I think there's, oh gosh, there's actually a lot of growth points in there now that I look at it. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say 5 or 6. But I'm going to get it some fresh soil, clean it up, repot it, wipe these leaves down because it's just gross. It's gross. I'm afraid to touch it because there's probably spiders in there. I see spider webs. I don't see any residents, but do I? No, I don't. I had to foof it to see if it moved. I don't know. Either way, it's had a rough time. It did not love the greenhouse this summer like it did last summer. And it's probably just wherever I put it last summer that was just like luck, dumb luck that it liked it there. And wherever I put it this year, that was not the case. So, I don't know. It needs some TLC. Needs a little bit of love. And so love I shall give it. I've got my bowl here because it's been coming in pretty handy. So that's just where we're going to put the old soil. I am so afraid to reach in here. I'm afraid there's going to be a spider and it's going to get me. Oh, okay. It was rooting pretty well. You see the roots down there? Yeah. Decent enough roots. So I guess the roots aren't mad, but the foliage is. Gonna knock a lot of this off, I think. A lot of it. Very bark heavy at the bottom. I think I was concerned that maybe I was putting it in a pot slightly too big. Because it looks like I just put some straight bark down in there. Yeah, I don't see anything gross in this potting soil, so that's wonderful. That's lovely. Gosh, I love Anthurium roots. Love them so much. I'm debating, do I want to thin this out any? Because there's actually a lot going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually 7 growth points. Nice roots, though. I'm getting dirt everywhere. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. What do I do? Do I leave it alone? Or do I start snapping things off? Let's see how easy they come off. Not that easy. Oof. There's one. I can untangle the roots and get it out. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I'm going to take each one to the sink and just stick it under the water and really rinse it. Not necessarily the roots, but the foliage, just because it's gross. I hate disrupting these while they have a lot of growth points or new growth, but the plant was already angry, so it was already mad at me. I'm just picking off dried sheaves. If you see me in here digging, that's what I'm digging for. But that looks pretty good. Looks like very healthy roots. Put that over here for a second. Let's see, am I going to keep snapping things off? Maybe. Let's try this one. This one actually doesn't look that angry. Not too terribly angry. I'm looking at it, I'm not even showing you. That's not bad. So this one's also a 3-leafer. Are they all going to be 3-leafers? I don't know. Same thing, I'm just pulling off any old petioles or dried sheaves. I think this one was actually flowering when I brought it in, but not because it was happy. I say flowering, it was putting out an inflow. Not necessarily because it was happy, though. I mean, I don't really think it was doing that badly. It was more like just beat up, and it's been in the same pot for a while, and it's a lot going on in one pot. Oh, there's a little tiny baby down here. Do you have your own root system? Wow, I can see the original plug, like the peat, the puck that it came in originally, or was originally propagated in. Oh, that root is really stuck in somewhere. Okay, we'll do this one. Oh, do you even have your own root system? I don't think that one has its own root system. Maybe I should leave that dude alone. How about you? This one has a root, if I break it off right. Yeah. So that one. Oh, it had a new leaf that's unfurled, or was going to unfurl. Ah, you poor thing. I'm sorry. Some more petioles. There's a dried up root there. Just pluck that off. Yeah, this one here has no root of its own. I don't think it does. So I'll leave that attached. But this one here, I want this one off. If I can figure out where it's coming from and slash going. Oh, okay. Alright, so that one has some root of its own. And I think these last, what, two are kind of sharing the root system here. So, okay. This one was also putting out a little leaf. Can you see it? Maybe. A little bitty thing. It doesn't look too bad. Once again, just removing some of the old sheaves. This is so crusty. You can actually see it now. The chunk there. I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Some petioles off of here that have died or I cut off, whichever the case may have been. Oh, spider! It's just climbing up the leaf. Oh, it's on the growth point. Thank you for not biting me. Okay, I'm gonna go give this a rinse under water. Ooh. All of them actually, and I'll be back. And hopefully this spider doesn't get me. Oh my gosh. Where are you going? Oh. Look, you've got to move on, sir. You can't live there. Okay, we're reasonably clean and spider-free, I think. And you can't even see me over here. Okay. That's gonna fall over. I need a brick. How about we just lay him down on the table? I was trying to contain the mess, but I've already made a mess, so what's it gonna hurt at this point? Alright, let's get rid of that. Kind of want to try one of these in Leca. Like the small one, because I have some small pots. Alright. I think I'm gonna jam this one, two, these three together again. Yes. In what though? How about in this? Will you fit in there? Yeah, I'm gonna put them in this and soil again. These three. I don't think any of the leaves on these particular three looks too bad, so I'm not gonna remove any of those. If I could get them down in this pot, just twist, twist, twist. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with it. That height. Emily, that seems to be sitting up mighty high. Squish them down. I like this plant. I hope it starts doing well again. I mean, like I said, it's not that it was really doing bad. It just hasn't really been doing much. That, and it just looks kind of beat up. Been in the same soil for a while. That and the spiders were freaking me out. I don't know what is up with that bird down there. It's actually my oldest daughter's bird. Oh, now mine's chimed in with him. It's just the daily scream, I guess. A daily scream. Gotta get it out sometimes. I'm just trying to poke all the dirt down in all the little roots and pockets and stuff that the roots made. Jiggle it. And I will actually take a cloth to these and wipe them down as well. But I wanted to get the rough stuff off. So that's why I just kind of took them to the sink and gave them a good rinse. But my water will leave hard water spots on them, and I'm here, so I might as well be thorough. It only takes a minute to wipe them. Plus, that really is my favorite plant chore. I know I said that in another video, but I wasn't just being wise. I actually meant it. I do love to clean some leaves. Maybe strange, but it just makes such a difference, especially in my house. Everything's dusty in here. It just makes such a difference in the appearance of the plant. And I presume that it helps the plant quite a bit to be able to photosynthesize better with nice clean leaves. So yeah, I just enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to set this one aside to water. I might have to put some more in here after it kind of washes down into the roots, we'll see. And then this is the little one here that I was saying I might try to put that in leca. I think I can get it in the pot. Let me go wash those roots. Okay, so I have this pot, this plant. I gotta put a wick in here. Let me find a wick. I just had a whole bunch of wicks. Where did I put those? A wick. Let me hang out over here for a second. Okay. And some leca. It's got... And... Oh. That's barn. And the leca... I'm just trying to hold this wick up a little bit so it's not flat on the bottom. There we go. Alright. I'm not sure how well this will do in here, but I'm gonna try it. Might do great. I don't... Do I? No, I don't have any Anthurium in leca. I have one in pon over here, which has just put out a new leaf. It's been rehabbing for ages, it seems like. This one here. This is the new leaf. Looking pretty good. I think when I showed it, I was like, oh, that leaf doesn't look like it's going to come in too great, but it looks all right. This is Clarinervium by Pterodactyl by Magnificum. So yeah, this is still pretty soft, so I'm not fidgeting with it too much. I've been wanting to repot this into a different pot, but I don't want to disturb it. It's got some roots hanging down into the reservoir. I don't want to disturb it while it's, you know, still working on that leaf. So when that's done hardening off, I will catch it and repot it into a slightly better pot and get its roots back up where they belong. But yeah, that's doing pretty well in its rehab. And it seems to like pond just fine, so that's where it lives now. Let's see how this one does in Leca, though. I'm being picky about the Leca that's on top. There's like weird big bumpy pieces. I want them a little bit smoother and smaller so that they kind of seat better against that chunk down there. Okay, that's that one. I'm gonna go like rinse over the top of the Leca thoroughly and fill up the reservoir. Just water for now. Okay, so now I still have this one that has its little friend attached with no roots of its own. What am I gonna put this in? I mean, that's quite a bit of root there. Quite a bit of root. Let's see. Let me go hunting. Gosh, do I put it back in the same pot? Like, I don't know if I have any other pots big enough to accommodate this root system clean. Yeah, I guess we're going right back in the same pot. At least it got a soil refresh and a little bit of a rinsey rinse. And I am going to get rid of this leaf here. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it needs it. I don't think there was anything really wrong with it other than underwatering. May have gotten dry. All of the foliage is going to be on one side. I guess that's okay though. It'll all grow in one direction that way. I would be thrilled if these birds would stop hollering. Make sure I don't have any broken root down in there. Yeah, I do a little bit. Okay. There's not much soil in there or anything. I was just making sure there weren't any roots in what little bit is down there. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of soil down on the bottom because I am going to try to seep this a little bit deeper than what it was. Or, well, I guess I seeded it pretty deep to begin with, but it just grew up as time went on. Okay. Phew, this might have to be my last soil repot for this go around because I'm just about out of potting soil. Why can't I hold things in the center? I always end up leaning or off to one side. What the heck did I hit? I've hit something on the screen here. I don't know what it was. ISO, white balance. If I did something strange, I'm sorry, forgive me. I must have hit the screen with a leaf or some water off of a leaf. I don't know. Alright, that looks not too bad. I hope that soil doesn't sink too bad when I water it in, because I have enough to fill it up, I guess, if it does, but not ever much. Not ever much. That's about as far as that's going to go. Alright, I'm going to go water, and I guess I'll see you after. Okay, so my kitchen's a mess. Try not to perceive that. Or do, it's fine. I haven't really been home. I've got this, these are all the pots that I cleaned out from upstairs in the plant room. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of repotting. So they're all sitting here dirty, and they still have dirt and pon and whatever stuck in them. Normally I would take them outside and just kind of give everything a rinse with the hose before I brought it in here and scrubbed it. But now it's gotten cold outside, so that ship has sailed. So I've got this bin here, so I'm going to wipe anything loose that comes out into this, and then I will wash them in the sink. I think that might be the best way to do that so that I don't get a bunch of dirt, bark, pon, etc., old roots, whatever, down in my sink. It took me so long. I think the whole ordeal took about 2 hours, which, you know, like from 1 o'clock this afternoon to 3 o'clock this afternoon. So, but it's done now, and I do feel good that it's done, but now I need to put all the pots away because I don't want to store them in a tote. I have this shelf behind me, like the bottom area. I don't put anything down there because there's no light. And then I have the other shelf back here in the corner of the bottom area. Once again, there's just not enough light for anything. And then under one other shelf, I have some room for some smaller pots. So I don't know. I need to get them put away. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just not. It's not happening. I think the last thing I'm going to do tonight is repot this Alocasia reginae. Is that right? Is that who you are? Yes, reginae alocasia it says. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go read my book because I'm tired. So I kind of noticed it the other day. You can see these leaves here. There's like some sort of damage on there. It kind of looks like it might be fungal. There's another one here, but it is just the older leaves, so I'm not overly concerned. But then again, a lot of times some issues you see them come from the bottom up. So I don't know. I'm going to remove them either way, and I will give it a spritz with a fungicide. I probably won't use the copper fungicide. I'll probably use like maybe the arbor, or I've got a few different options to choose from. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in rotation and just spray it as I water it. Actually, I think I'm going to put it in pond, so I'll spray it as I think of it, I guess would be the more appropriate thing to say. Yeah, this is like, I don't know if they ever watered it in here. Look, I just washed all those pots. Now I'm making more to wash. Making more. It's in here pretty good. There we go. Oh, okay. Can you see the roots there? Yeah. It's got some pretty decent roots. Still a mighty small amount of roots for such a big pot, though. Humble opinion. There's like a plug in here. I'm trying to get it out without completely destroying the roots. It's my needy kitty. Alright, I'm gonna go give this a rinse and I'll be right back. Oh, I can see where it's gonna work on some corms down here in the near future. Can you see them? They're tiny, tiny little things. There's like maybe three. Maybe three, so that's cool. Let's go give it a rinse. Get rid of this. It looks pretty good. Pretty clean. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but I think it'll do. I actually stuck a colocasia with like a lot of soil on it. I was being lazy, I guess, right in the pond, and it's actually growing. It's the one they call Black Magic, I believe. I think that's correct. Where did I put the pond? Oh, over here under a pile of plants. The pile of plants wasn't my disregard for tidiness or anything. I had them down there because the fan is there, and I had the pond in front of the fan because I boiled it when I got back. This particular bin I boiled when I got back from Myrtle Beach, and the plants, I had just watered them and I stuck them there to dry before I shoved them back under a grow light. to fry. Well, I didn't want them to fry, so that's why I put them in front of the fan to kind of dry the foliage. Oh, that was not great. A bunch of pollen fell through the vent holes. This pot has vent holes. I think I've showed it before, but just in case you missed that, maybe you can see them. It's like along here, and pollen does fall through. Once it settles, I guess, it's not really an issue, but until then, it's a little obnoxious. I've got like boiled plant matter in here. Okay, let's take that back off. Quite a bit fell through. Can you see it? There's some more. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. I've got my wicks in here still. I just boil them right along with the pon or leca or whatever I happen to dump into the to be boiled bin. I feel like I really am switching a lot of my Alocasia, Colocasia, any of that kind of, oops, beat it up, any of those kind of plants to pon or, semi-hydro in general. And I guess I am. I don't think I have many left in soil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. I guess I have 5 or 6 maybe still in soil, but it's just, it seems like I'm constantly sending them back to the corm, and it's because I let them get too dry. And I feel like I have less of an issue with that in semi-hydro. I seem to water that better, or I think it's just that I don't have to water it as often. And particularly in pots like this, I can look and see that it needs water in here because, you can see through it. You can see some of the roots I wadded into a bundle over there, maybe. Oh, and now we're leaning. I don't want to put the pon too high up in here, but maybe we'll go a little bit higher. A little bit. I don't want it falling over all the time. Certainly we'll go higher on the side where it's trying to lean to anyway. I think after a few days it'll sort itself out and hold itself upright, but until then, maybe I should be gentle. I love this plant. This is so cool. So cool. Okay, I'm gonna put it away. No, I'm gonna water it. Then I'm going to put it away and I'm going to read my book until I fall asleep because I'm sleepy tired. Sleepy tired, Jen. It's past my bedtime. I got packages. I got mail. I think this is the fastest an Amazon package has ever arrived anywhere I've ever lived. It was literally overnight. I ordered this yesterday, I think around lunchtime, and it's here now. Amazing. That never happens to me. I think this is going to be my moss poles. 24-inch. Yeah, this is the moss poles. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not imagining things. My brain is not working. I just woke up. All I want to do is sleep. I'm so tired. Yeah, moss poles. They come with these, I guess, to stake them down. I'm not sure. And also with garden wire, which I've never used, not even out in the garden. and Planty Velcro, which I actually do use quite a bit. 2 rolls of it. Alright. You guys can go over there. I can go back in the box for now. And then this box I'm kind of excited about because it's supposed to have some lights in it. And I really can't get anything similar at stores near me to these particular type of lights. And they're less expensive online than what I can get in stores anyway, So this is just a little clamp light. I got it for actually over here. There's some things like on the top of a shorter shelf, and they're kind of shaded from the fancy helicopter light that's up there. So it's supposed to clip on, and I'm going to try to get some light down on those plants. So that's what this is for. Plant Life Light. It says LED lamp. So it's just one of these little guys here with the bendy arm. Okay. Is there a timer? There is a timer. 4, 8, 12, and 18 hours. It will be on 18 hours. Why? Clearly they got it on there. Oh, and it comes with a little instruction booklet. Or a user manual. Full spectrum, it says. How to use the controller. I think that's self-explanatory. Please don't look at the light while it's operating. I need to look in the general direction of the light because I want to see how bright this is. So I've got a plug over here. I'm going to plug it in. And we'll see. Not bad. Oh, it has a dimmer. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's that one. I will get it stuck over there later. I don't know where I'm going to plug it in over there. I feel like I've jammed a lot of lights in that one area of the room back there, and there's no electric back there. I say no electric, there's no outlet sorry, back there. So I've had to be creative as to where I plug things in. I'm looking to see, you know, a lot of the lights have a jumper plug at the other end. I think they're all occupied. That's how I've run everything. I'll figure it out. Okay, and then I also got these. So I guess they're just like little stake lights that you stick in the pot. And they also have timer, either always on, 4 hour, 8 hour, or 12 hour. Full spectrum, height adjustable. I don't know. And I can't remember if I got the white ones or the black ones. I'm not too fussed that all my lights match. I think all of them have white housings, the lights, except for the one I just bought and the fancy helicopter light up there. But I'm not fussed that I don't need them to match. I'm not fussed if they do or don't. It's not much of a concern for me. I mean, I don't think I'd put like one with a purple housing in here anywhere, but maybe I would. Oh, they're bigger than I expected. These are the stakes. There's supposed to put that down in a plant? Holy cow. Okay. And these are the light heads. I did not I did not read the description. I don't know why, but I thought these were small. Like a fraction of this size. Maybe a third of this size is what I thought they were. And similarly for these giant stakes, I thought they were going to be smaller. Oh no. Oh, hold on. Okay, I was getting ready to say the power supply isn't attached to this. I was thinking it was going to be one of those ones where you have to go buy 87 USB ports. The previous one does work by USB port, but it did come with the USB port, so that was handy. These ones here have, it's just a power supply that you just plug in with a normal cord. Okay, let's see how bright one of these is. Are they adjustable as well? Yeah. Right then. That's pretty snug. Just making sure it wasn't facing up so it wasn't going to blind me unexpectedly. Okay. Alright. That's the brightest setting there. Not bad. I'm into it. How do you... Oh, check that out. Okay. Cool. This is supposed to go up to 60 inches. I don't know why you'd need this 60 inches. Because I think by the time it got to the bottom, it wouldn't really be providing the plant with much. And it still goes. Oh, it helps if you tighten it all the way, doesn't it? Did they put a tool in here for that? Does not appear so. So some assembly required. I don't really see where you'd grab it with a tool anyway, so I guess you just tighten it. Hand tight is appropriate, maybe. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna stick these in some plants somewhere today. That way I don't have to have so many clustered on some shelves. That and my Alocasia Frydek, it was living here until very recently. I put it on the floor and gave it a clamp light. One of the ones I was talking about, it's not very attractive. Because it had outgrown that space. Really and truly it had. And now it's almost grown up into the clamp light. I will show you this plant because I'm going to have to repot it again soon. I think I just did like a month ago. It's just hogging water. And I don't even know if it's been a month. But let me show you real quick. So that's the Alocasia Frydek. My ceilings are low, so it's really too big to sit like up on a stand and still get some light. It's outgrowing every space I put it. Like, that's a nice leaf. That's the new leaf. Also, whatever issue we were having, I think somebody told me it was thrips, but I'm pretty sure it was spider mites because of the webbing. That seems to have gone away now. I will just keep washing it regularly. You know, I could probably just shower it off at this point, and that would help prevent anything from finding it again. It would help. But yeah, this is the newest leaf, and it looks pretty good. Pretty good. I love this plant. It has been so much easier for me to grow this time around, and I think the pon. I'm not sure that that any plant really wants to be grown in pon. I don't think it's any worse than soil. I generally prefer to grow plants in soil. However, because I am an underwaterer, alocasia in pond, it's a thing. It's a thing, and it's a good thing, I think, for them, at least in my care. They're just too thirsty, and this one here is becoming, I have to fill it just about every day, or, you know, top it up. Otherwise, you know, I go a day or so without doing it, without paying attention, thinking, oh, I just topped that up, and, you know, it's dry. It's dry. I don't know, these are 6-inch, I think, planters. I don't know, I think I could probably get a hold of an 8-inch pretty easy, but I don't know about any bigger than that. I shot off another baby over here, so I think I started with 1 in here, now there's 3. And I can see 2 others that are about to pop. There were a lot of corms in there when I went to repot it, so I don't know, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty. This is the biggest leaf I've gotten from it yet. I don't know how big that is. Maybe a foot, 12-inch. But it's pretty. It's pretty. All right, I'm gonna go put it back. Wait, do I try to stick a stake in that? That's a huge stake to try to be filling this pot with. No, you're gonna go back under your clamp light for now. Maybe I can find you a better bulb. I'll figure something out. Where can I plug you? And yet another light. I just got back from town and, oh, that's not English. There we go. I just got this, it is one of those blurple lights that I say I don't love. It's not that I find them to be ineffective, it is that I find them to be offensive. The color, it's very off-putting to me. Or it's not the color, it's the way it makes everything look. I don't mind looking at the color. But when it's bright and it's making everything else look a weird color, like I have to turn off the lights to look at the plants. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I picked this up at Marshall's for $19.99. I think I've seen something similar at Lowe's for maybe 40-ish bucks. Like it's like a clamp light, which I guess you can use this one to clip or stand. If I can get it out. Okay. Let's hope I don't have to return it. So it does, that's different, a 3, 6, or 9-hour timer, 8 brightness levels. Oh, and you can change the color so that it's just blue, or just red, or mixed. Okay, cool. So, yeah. How long are these arms? I don't know. They seem to hold themselves in place pretty good. I've had a bunch that just kind of like, they're supposed to be adjustable, but the weight of the light itself will like pull the arm down. So before you know it, it's touching your plant and frying it. Oh no. It's USB, and it doesn't come with a port. I have a port that may possibly work. Of course, this one doesn't tell me. Oh yeah, it does. No, it doesn't. I was gonna say like the amps or whatever. Oh yeah, it does. 0.3. 5 volt. What are you supposed to use with it? It's probably not what I have. Gosh, the tape. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out power supply. In English. Would be superb. It doesn't say. Oh yeah, it does, 5 volt. Standard USB adapter. Okay. My battery's gonna die. It's got like drywall screws. I guess you can mount it from a wall. That might not be a bad idea, actually. Maybe just clamp it to the stand to get it to stand, I guess. Oops. Sorry if I just beat the microphone. Alright, not too shabby. Except for they're all facing a weird direction. Alright. I'm not going to leave this plastic on while it's in use. I'm just test driving this thing, if I can figure it out. I guess I could have just plugged this into the port I already have plugged in over there, because it's also a standard port. Not a very long cord. It's okay. Just run some more extension cords. I have so many extension cords. It's got to be a fire hazard. Oh, my phone's plugged in charging. I didn't realize. I don't know when I did that. Autopilot. Okay. Let's see the blurpleness. Or not. I got no power. Do you have to hold it in? Yep, you have to hold it in. Does it go brighter? These buttons are not easy to push. Oh. I guess that's maximum brightness there. Does it look very bright? I can't tell because it's blurple. I shouldn't complain. It's not that bad. How do you... Oh, that's how you change it. The blue is so much less offensive to me. And the red on its own is not that bad. I don't know. I guess I've seen worse lights as far as the blurple goes. I mean, maybe it's just because there's so much other light interference in here that it doesn't look that heinous. I really kind of like the blue, though. The red's definitely brighter. Yeah. And back to the blurple. I'm probably going to leave it on the blurple. Although I think the blue is much easier on the eyes. Alright, before I do go blind sitting here staring into it, I'm going to set it up somewhere. I had intended to show you where I've put all the lights and kind of walk through tonight, because it's Thursday and I wanted to get this video at least edited and started uploading tonight, but I'm going to be honest, it's not going to happen. I'm toast. I'm toast. So I'll do the walkthrough and we'll see where all these lights end up tomorrow, and I'll get it edited and posted tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Why is this one stiff? Alright, anyway, tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I figured out why I'm dragging. I've got a cold or something. So I didn't accomplish too much yesterday. I did get a few plants repotted. It was a couple Hoyas. Oddly enough, it was Hoya Croniana Black and Hoya Silver Mint. Neither one was doing really good. They were both in pond, so I took them out. And I didn't see any root mealies or anything. I mean, I really got in there. But like the plant was really dying back. But the roots weren't in great shape, so maybe I'd let them dry too much. I'm not sure. I just stripped the roots and put them back in pond to reroot, you know, in smaller pots in pond to reroot. So I did get some of the grow lights. I've got everything moved around in here again. I just had it so I could walk in here, and I brought in another shelf. I'll show you. I had just gotten it so I could walk over there. There's an Alocasia. It had the fastest spider mites I've ever seen on there. I sprayed it with a mixture of neem
tea tree oil, alcohol, and just some dish soap. So it's just kind of sitting in the middle by itself for now. I'll check it out again later before I put it back. I mean, it probably still will have spider mites, but it was infested, which is weird because I think I had just sprayed it the day before I saw them, like 3 days ago we're talking about, with Captain Jack's, and they just laughed at that, so I don't know. But anyway, everything's kind of cluttered again. I've been rearranging poles. There were other things over there, but now I've switched it around. So that's the chia pens. Why is it saying macro? I don't want macro. That's the chia pens, and then down there is the Lechleriana. They're out here in Gen Pop now. It's only been a few days, but to be fair, I got them about a week ago now. It'll be a week tomorrow. And I didn't see anything wrong with them, so I just kind of hosed them off, and now they're here. Yeah. That Adabapoense, it just put out a new leaf back there. That one in the back, the new one. So good, and it's already got another growth point it's working on. That one's not even hardened off back there fully yet. Look how sticky. But yeah, that's the new leaf. Looking downright seductive. I do like it. Sticky and all. But anyway, the lights. So everything over, like from this corner back, is pretty much the same as far as lights go. I haven't changed anything back there. This clamp light, I can't remember where I had it. Maybe in the spare room, the guest room. But I've moved it there. First I had put on like the first little clamp light I had, the one that has like a single head there. And I was like, well, it's not bright enough for the plants that are there. So then I moved all those plants. I think they're over here now. But then I still didn't like that light even on this. This is Philodendron Summer Glory. So I put that one there, and I'm still not sure if I like this a whole lot here. The bugs ate it outside. Naughty bugs. But we're working on a new leaf. Maybe I can keep all the bugs off of it inside. Oh, and it's got a inflow it's working on down there. Right there. So that needs a repot. That's a ridiculously small pot for a ridiculously large plant, and I water it about every other day. So that's not fun. But yeah, and this lamp was in that corner, but I've moved the cabinet down. And for the Anthuriums there, I've got a clamp light up there clipped to a cauldron, because what else do you do to get good light to your plants? You'll do anything, won't you? You'll do all kinds of weird stuff. So that's there. This lamp is here, just kind of giving the Summer Glory a little bit more light and kind of shining over on the top of this shelf also. The Homomina, I guess it's Selby up here. It always looks droopy, I don't know. I've got another one, and that one looks not as droopy. I think I needed to thoroughly flush it when I water it, because I have been doing the whole bottom watering thing, just, you know, sticking some water down in there. I don't know. It just never looks perky anymore. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on this side of the room, the changes I have made. But unfortunately, while I was doing all that, I also cluttered everything up down here, have stuff everywhere. Oh, and I put my pots away down under there. I don't know if you can see them. All the pots that I washed, I did put them away. I don't know why this one's out here. I think I was digging for an electric cord. Oh, perfect. But yeah, so I've got stuff cluttered everywhere. Everywhere. That's not great. And more pots to be washed already. I changed around the plants that are on this shelf some. This is looking thirsty all the time right now because it's trying to accept life in pond. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see. But overall, everything here is okay. The only thing different in this corner is I've changed this light. I had, oh, that's where that light that's up there was here, like clamped on this shelf for my fry deck. but I've moved it up because it was just, I don't want it sitting on the floor. So I've moved it up here, and it's kind of sharing this light up here with everybody else. But yeah, so this one's here and it's just kind of shining some light on my variegated lemon. Yeah. It's looking a little washed out. The new growth is looking better. I think it was just getting kind of fried in the sun outside. I don't know. That and underwatered. Not enough fertilizer. But anyway, this shelf is new. I've stuck this shelf over here. There's a couple Alocasia on it. One of those Anthuriums that I just repotted, pardon the mirror back there, showing even more of my mess. The Bobseas up there, it ripped itself while I was gone. I didn't realize it. The new leaf came out and ripped itself, so that wasn't ideal. But I have hope for this one. I think it's because I just never water this plant. I say never, but maybe once a month, just not as much as I should. I did put a light down there under on that shelf. There's just some things under there that are maybe struggling a bit behind the pothos. This one here is fine. I just stuck it down there because it's nice to have one thing that doesn't look like it's on death's door down there. But yeah, they're just Hoyas that are trying to get used to, or not Hoyas, Alocasia that are attempting to get used to pon. So they kind of die back, and then as they grow new roots, they'll perk back up. So this one here, I think it's, I don't know, purple something. It looks like hell, but it'll be okay in a few weeks. Same with the Okinawa silver back there. It just kind of completely died back to the corm, and now it's pushing new growth, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've done in here as far as light. It's still very dark over there, isn't it? I don't know. I'll sort that eventually. But I've still got to clean up this whole huge mess. That I've made over here. I'm not looking forward to it. I also have to do some construction later this afternoon, so I better get to feeling better quick. I would like to get my front room done by Thanksgiving. It's the last room in our house, and we have been working on it, but it's the last room in our house that is currently, just unfinished completely. A train wreck. So, we don't have much time to get it done. And then my guest room, which you can also barely walk in. That is what I've done with one of the ring lights. That's Anthurium hooker eye back there in the corner. A lot of these plants are just big in this room. I've got another clamp light up there. Kind of trying to put some light on this thing here, which I thought it was some sort of Dieffenbachia, but I noticed it's blooming, and everybody's telling me that Dieffenbachia don't bloom indoors, so maybe it is some sort of Aglaonema. I've just never had one that size before, if that's the case. My Taniki, Ruby, and Burgundy in here, they get a little bit of actual sunlight from this window over here. Maybe you can see it back there. But it's still just not enough, so that's why more supplemental light. The new Blurple light that I got, that's a clamp light, will probably end up somewhere in this room because I just don't love looking at them. But, that doesn't mean that they won't help these plants out through the winter. So, there's a lot going on in here. There really, really is. Some things are just relying on natural light, and some things are actually getting, some sort of light. The Jose Bono's in here at the moment. One of the Monsteras, putting out a new leaf down there. This is a train wreck over here. I've just got stuff jammed in this corner, some poles jammed in this corner. And they're relying on, there's a mix of Blurple lights in that lamp, and also, your regular screw-in grow bulb things. That's also what's in the ceiling light, is the regular grow bulbs. I love this plant. Just looking at it, so pretty. Alright, anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I do have another of those like black utility shelves. That's kind of what I've got here and what I have in the other room. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick one in this corner just to get this stuff off of the floor. You know, organize some, because like I said, you can hardly walk in here. Oh, look at the leaf on my Florida Beauty. All green. What a pain. But anyway, it's really tight in here. You can't hardly walk. Like you can see, I've cluttered up the whole floor in here. And you could walk in here a couple days ago, but as I've been like taking things out to water them, treat them, etc., instead of putting them back, I've just kind of set them in the floor. I did vacuum in here though. I don't know. Still plenty to do. Still plenty to do. That's the thing, like, when I bring plants in for the winter, I spend a month solid. I'm pushing a month and a half now, just trying to get them like up and away somewhere so that you can actually live with them. That's the other little clamp light. This ended up going here for these Dracaena, and there's also an Aglaonema down under there. I think I need to move the Aglaonema and spread the Dracaena a little bit more, because nobody's really getting great light like that. So I'll probably get those more evenly distributed and put the Aglaonema somewhere else. It'll probably end up going downstairs somewhere just for a pop of color here or there. But overall, I'm not unhappy with that light. I mean, I guess it kind of does the trick for these guys. We'll see. So yeah, I guess that's me for today. I'm going to go take some medication and attempt to unclutter everything that I've cluttered. Anywho, I'm rambling. So yeah, I'm gonna go do the things that I need to do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.
It's my microphone, man. What was that? What are you doing? You're a turkey. You're gross. Go on, go away.